Okay, A, B, C, D, E is a square-based pyramid. Calculate the volume of the pyramid. Give your answer to 3 single figures. Now, before we start anything, first of all, the formula for a square-based pyramid is area of base times by the perpendicular height. I'm going to call that HP, perpendicular height, and then you multiply it by the third. Okay, so that is known as the volume of this pyramid. I say it again, a third. Whenever you get cones and pyramids, it's always a third. It's always a third times it. So a third times perpendicular height times area of base. Now, area of base is just 12 times 12. So I'm just going to write that there. 12 times 12, which is 144. I know I can deal with that. I know I've got this. The only thing that's troubling me is the perpendicular height, which is going from there and all the way down, bang in the center. So I need to find, I'm going to call that M. Okay, because it's the midpoint right in the middle of that square. Now, if I go from BM and I go up here, now don't forget it gives me the slanted height. Okay, that's the slanted height. So what I've got is, if I draw that 2D diagram, like I said, whenever it's a 3D, draw it as a 2D on the side. So that I'm called M. I want AM, and this is B. That is 25. Now I'm just going to double check. Do I know what BM is? No, not yet. In fact, if I go all the way down to BD, that's when I can start working out. So I'm going to draw this triangle first, because this is B, this is D, and this is C, and this is a right angle because it's square base pyramid. So that's 12. That's 12, and I'm just going to put a point there. This is M. Okay, I'm just putting it there because when I work out BD, I want to half that to get BM. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. So first of all, straight away we're using Pythagoras first. We're just going to get BD is equal to 12 squared plus 12 squared square root. So that's going to give me 144 plus 144 square root, which is going to give me 288 square root. Now, if I then want BM, I just half that. So I'm going to actually do this on the calculator. I'm going to get root 288, and then I'm going to divide it by 2, and my calculator says it's going to be 6 root 2. I'm just going to leave it like that at the moment. Now, hear me now. So when I've got BM and I've got AB, that's the hypotenuse. So I am going to use Pythagoras to work out BM. I'm just going to put that in red so it doesn't get confusing. But BM is going to equal, now this time instead of adding, because we're not finding the hypotenuse, we're finding the shorter side, we must subtract. So you get 25 squared, subtract 6 root 2 all squared, and then I'm going to square root that. Now first of all, what you could do, because your last answer was 6 root 2, you could just square that answer and that gives me 72. If you did that in your calculator, that will give me 72. And 25 squared, you should know, is 625. 625 take away 72, then we're going to root it. Now if I do 75 take 625 take away 72, and then I square root my answer, you get root 553. But I'm just going to use approximation now. That's going to give me 23.52. Now notice I use more than I use more than 3 single figures because you don't want to be rounding too early here. You round it at the end. So coming back to the volume, I'm going to get 1/3. My perpendicular height is 23.52 times 144. Now I'm just going to plug this all in the calculator. I've actually got the answer saved in my calculator, so I'm going to times 1/3 times 144, and actually my exact answer is going to come out 48 root 553, and if I press SD, that will give me, now the other is, I'm going to get 1128.77. Now it does say 3 significant figures, so just be careful. So my answer 1 2 3, that's going to be rounded up, so that's to the nearest 10, so that's going to be 30. I'm going to get 1130 units are centimeter cube.